Hey, and tonight I would like to talk about the English book from Ira Levin, This Perfect Day. I already spoke about it in French and in Dutch, so today it's going to be the English version. I'm just going to talk a bit about the abstract of the book, and then I'm just going to read some parts of it that I really liked. So This Perfect Day, written by Ira Levin, is tomorrow's nightmare. Tomorrow's world is a place where computers rule, where monthly treatments keep people docile, where sex is programmed weekly, and where death occurs at the age of 62 in the interest of efficiency. This Perfect Day is a story of a citizen of the future in conflict with a world of nightmare. In page 53. So it's about Chip, is the main character. So he's different from all the other people of the family because he has one green eye and brown eye. Outwardly, he was a normal and contented member of the family. He did his work well, did his sports, was in place and on time for TV programming, went to his advisor and his monthly injections. Inwardly, however, he was far from normal. His guarded watchfulness, everything seemed to be questionable to him. Total cakes, coveralls, the sameness of members, and even his work, which would only solidify the universal sameness, because he works in genetic engineering. Page 54. He finds a little note in his mouthpiece. You seem to be a fairly unusual member. Wondering about which classification you would choose, for instance. Would you like to meet some other unusual members? To meet some other unusual members, you should give us a sign. Think about it. You are only partly alive. We can help you more than you can imagine. After a week, he decides to meet the group, the untreated group, blindfolded by a woman. He's guided by a woman named Snowflake. What do you think a treatment consists of? Chip answered. Vaccines, contraceptive, sometimes a tranquilizer? Always a tranquilizer. To make you docile and grateful, no aggressiveness and no sex drive. Treatments are supposed to help us, but instead they help the Uni. Uni is that supercomputer. There will be days that you hate the unvaxxed, that you are unhappy. But to have feelings is better than to have no feelings at all. Keep telling yourself that it's a chemical that is making you think you're sick and in need of a vaccine. A chemical that was infused into you without your consent. My consent? Yes, she said. Your body is yours and not Uni's. The fucking is the best part, Snowflake said. It's getting much better, much more intense and exciting. And you'll be able to do it almost every night. Believe us, we are not sick. We are healthy. It is the world that is sick, with chemistry and efficiency. He got his treatments reduced by acting tired and weak, thus becoming more alive by the day. The unvaxxed could be 4 couples. If they could find another man for Sparrow, that's one of the group members. Oh well, she says, there is an artificial penis in the 19th century artifacts. She'll survive. Thought that was funny. In the library, there are old books, a mixture of truths and untruths. It's anybody's guess as to which part is which and how much there is of each. I think we've been taught things that aren't true about the way life was before the unification. And here we are, with a bracelet and an advisor and a monthly treatment. A sad kind of happiness. No hunger, no war, but no freedom either. Sometimes we make fun of the elite, comically mocking the lecturer on climate control or a chorus about the bracelet being the key to so-called freedom. Chip started to learn the pre-unification languages, French and Italian, and he talked about them to the unvaxxed group. The books he'd read were about violence and stupidity and hunger. There was a lock on every door. Flags were important, and the borders of territories, and children, they waited for their parents to die so they could inherit their money. And the waste of labor and material was fantastic. But with it all, members seem to have felt stronger and happier than we do. Going where they wanted, doing what they wanted, earning things, owing things, choosing, always choosing. It made them somehow more alive than members today. And living to the age of 62 is no marvel of chemistry and breeding and total cakes. Pre-U members lived up to sometimes 100 years old. So 62 is relatively short life. We are made to die. It's efficiency first, individuality last, controlling everybody's life and death. Chip found pre-U maps with hidden islands where the outcasted probably lived. Chip talked about these kinds of cards, maps to the unvaxxed. And King is the master of that unvaxxed group. And then, that head of that group, he admits that there is an existence of these kinds of islands. Those incurables still had that religion thing going on, and alcohol drinking, and tobacco smoking, and perfume. Women have soft breasts and men have beards. Beards? Beards? They look strong and aggressive, living on animals and plant food. They use money as a power tool and steal from each other. Chip was elated. He wanted to go to these islands. What would he be capable of with no treatment at all? But somehow, Chip's advisor discovers his plan. Catch that member! He's sick! Stop him! Chip ran away in panic. He needs help! Quickly! And then through the intercom, would everyone please stay exactly where they are? Would everybody please stop moving? Everybody stopped. There's a member who's sick, very sick. He needs every one of us to help find him and get him to a treatment room as quickly as possible. Block all the exits from this building. We're looking for LIRM 35M4419. Please check the wristband of your fellow members. Chip panicked, ran away. Stop him! Let go of me! Shh! We love you! We're helping you! Emergency is over! He has been found! And music started again in mid-melody. You're all dead! Chip screamed. The whole family is dead! Look at the map! There are islands where old, healthy people live. Untreated people. But Chip was forced to give the names of the other unvaxxed members after he himself was drugged up again. King, the head of that group, he killed himself before they could get to him. But Chip once again planned to avoid his treatments by placing an aluminum pack with cotton on his arm so the injection wouldn't get into him. This time he succeeds in getting healthy again and find his old untreated girlfriend back, with whom he goes to one of these secret islands. And from there he makes his plan of destroying Uni, the big computer. And of course I'm not gonna, tell the end of the book. You to read it for yourself, but yeah, that's why I wanted really to make this video again. I made this video in Dutch, in French, and now in English. And by reading out parts of the book, I hope that inspires you to try to get the book and read it for yourself. Or give it to someone as a Christmas present, or Um, these days people don't read books anymore. I've got two nephews. They're 13 and 15, and they hate reading, and they hardly read, and they are not encouraged actually to read. At school, they're just I don't know exactly. Their handwriting is terrible, and their reading is slow, and the only thing that they learn is that how you pay your taxes and be a good citizen. I think that's also the problem. That has been a problem for decades. It's our education system. The children of the future. We learn the children to take a vaccine, not for yourself, but for someone else, because you do it for the family. You do it for your country. And patriotism. Be careful. Protect our children, because they're our future. And this book shows you what that future looks like. And those people in the future want to go back to the times that we still knew what freedom was. Real freedom and real love. And I think it's a beautiful message in the book that it's actually a warning. Not a manual, but a warning. I wish you all good night.